Alright, codes have been redeemed. And... why don't we start with cracking some packs? I do have quite a few of them. Nothing too interesting here. The Case of the Crimson Pulse can be pretty good if used right. Underwhelmed.
Was this a rare early Yuki stream?
It is, in fact, a rare early Yuki stream, yes. And I won't be probably playing my usual stuff during this stream. I'll save the, Baldur's Gate 3 and stuff like that for my usual time slot. We're going to do a little bit of magic, and then we're going to try out a Hero's Rest, and then, depending on how that goes, we'll try something else out after. Okay. Legendary Vampire Assassin, I think? Oh yeah, that's quite good. Especially if you can give it some kind of evasion, like flying or unblockable of some kind. Huge card advantage, very powerful. This one, by comparison, doesn't really feel nearly as strong. But it is an ooze, and so you could use it with, like, the ooze against humanity and do something fun with that, I guess. Or... well, I guess it wouldn't really work that well with ooze against humanity, but, really its key power is more the +1/+1 counters. I guess the cloaking a card from your hand is relevant if you want to cloak, like, a land or something. Or something that's high cost, but when you do the cloaking, it's always only 3 mana to begin with, so there's not a huge value there compared to the other card. Which cloaks off the top of your library. Next being Ferox. I don't know how much this is actually being played in Standard, but it feels a lot like creatures that we've seen see a lot of heavy Standard play.
It's been a while since 4 played Magic. Once their set drops out post Yu-Gi-Oh! I was out.
That's fair. It has been much harder to keep up with the game lately. This card is not honestly that good in my experience. This feels like it's pretty relevant in, like, a blue-red, deck construction. Oh. Okay, so it kind of levels up and turns into a legendary that is pretty powerful. Alright, can't go wrong with a mythic wild card. These are pretty annoying in limited. I don't know how strong they are in constructed. Yeah, this was pretty nasty when I played against it recently. Right? Another legend. Can give stuff Death Touch, Vigilance, or Double Strike. Pretty solid. The land doesn't feel that strong to me. Mana acceleration isn't usually what you're looking for when you're already at 4 land, but, you know. Feature or land card and heal it. Put onto the battlefield tapped if it's land, otherwise put it in and shuffle. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Exile target artifact or enchantment. It's been a while since we've seen the charm style instance, I feel like. This is not a bad card, but it being in triple green really puts it into, like, mono green decks pretty much exclusively. Alright, can't go wrong with a dual land. Look at the top card of your library at any time. Once each turn, you may cast a creature spell of 2 or less from the top of your library. Okay, that's pretty solid. White Weenie, acceleration. Good advantage. Cryptex is not good. Probably one of the worst rares that you can open in this set. A rare wild card, not bad. One of these. Excellent. And or graveyard onto the battlefield tap. Interesting. I mean, it's kind of decent enough already as like a fireball, but I guess the land thing could be relevant in certain situations. I don't feel like green-red is particularly known for, like, self-milling a lot, but... Cryptic Coat is another one of those interesting kind of card advantage cards. Okay, we opened a god. Not bad. Tap token. Okay. Not bad. It's already a 3/4 vigilance for 3. And then it does stuff on top of that, so that's some pretty good value. Potentially gets you a little bit of card advantage and on acceleration as well. Or makes things bigger. All good. These are also pretty decent value. I don't know how much play they're actually seeing. This thing is super annoying in limited. I mean, granted they have to get to 7 mana to play it, but man, does it just take over the board super quick. Pretty decent. I could see running it in like a dinosaur-themed commander deck or something. I feel like I've pulled a lot of Sunken Citadels. Legendary Spirit. That blinks thing. I mean, I'm sure there's ways to use it to your advantage, but none of them really pop out at me. And then... Oh! Transformed into a saga. Library for a dinosaur card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. First you control gain double strike and trample until end of turn. Huh. Just thinking about how that last one would work as a commander. This one's pretty solid and limited. I suppose if you're playing pirates, you're probably running it in constructed, but I don't imagine pirates are a huge thing in constructed. Now this is just nasty. 7/6 trample for 6, and it discovers 5 for extra value. And then you also have the option to use it as a burn spell. I don't know why this thing is not mythic, because it is clearly pretty OP. Another manland. Pretty decent white removal.
Because all mythic cards must be unusable.
Well, not exactly. I mean, there's like the gods and stuff are pretty playable. But yeah, they definitely do put a lot of the more useless rares that can't really function well in constructed into the mythic slot, which feels kind of lackluster and annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. Don't know, like, it's such weird circumstances for this thing to get to 20 power without going over. Let's form it. It's not terrible. It probably has uses. This thing can be pretty strong. Just, can make itself bigger using your artifacts, which... There's so many things in the recent sets that generate artifact tokens. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. It's like, it could almost have been an uncommon. Okay, this thing... This thing can be pretty ridiculous. Just the ability it has to create these scaling gnome creatures, it gets out of hand pretty quickly, especially in Limited. I've definitely lost games to that card. And the fact that it creates one of the tokens the moment you play it just means that there's so many things that you need to answer the moment it comes out. Oh, Cavern of Souls. Okay. Definitely a constructed staple. Ellen? Kellen definitely does work. Another one of these vampires. Not the worst, I guess. I don't know. Not the most amazing vehicle ever, either. I see a lot of people running this, and, like... I don't know. I feel like you have to have a pretty specific deck to make this really work for you. I don't feel like it's a strong limited card by any means. Like, I'd much rather have a Captain Storm than that. Alright, here's another god. And pretty legit as far as red spells, or red creatures are concerned. Will definitely be the kind of thing that you can build a deck around. And it's hard to get rid of, as the gods tend to be. This has so much potential, but, like... in practice, it's been hard to use, at least in Limited. opened up enough packs that I got the bonus chest. A vault. Great. I think my current deck is black and white. Oh no, I'm apparently on red-blue now. Alright, well, we'll see if we can finish these, quests here. Remind myself what I'm running and show it to everybody else. Curious Inquiry, always good. Definitely something you can get a lot of value out of if they don't immediately kill the creature. It's kind of like Rancor, only less efficient and gives Menace, basically, instead of Trample. It's the Lure or Overrun, whichever you need. This I'm running mostly because there's a portion of my deck that is based around instants. The first thing I drafted was this Volt Strider, which can become an artifact until artifact creature until end of turn by collecting evidence, and I can cast the instants and sorceries that were exiled with it, which puts them back in my deck when I cast them. So pretty good. If used appropriately. Most likely it'll get destroyed before I can really do much with it, though. Gleaming Geared Drakes are just pretty strong. This thing is just really annoying to your opponents in this format. Sealed Weapon is pretty cool because it can double as a creature. Ransack Lab, so I can reduce the cost of all my instants. These are just reasonably efficient flying creatures that can also delay the opponent. Removal. I'm running these mostly because they combo so well with Krenko. Just get out of control pretty quick when you've got Krenko and some clues on the board. The Orangutan is basically just utility to destroy some opponent creatures. Yes, big Gobbo Swarm. Fuss and Bother, mostly here to create Thopter tokens, but, you know, if I've got a big enough army, +1/+1 counters could easily be relevant as well. Just an efficient creature. Creates a Thopter token. Can't go wrong with that. Criminologists mostly are here just because they're a beefy creature that I needed to fill a slot with, but they're also very good for sacrificing the clues without having to pay for sacrificing
Is Goblin
the clues.
Sharpshooter in the current sets?
Not as far as I know, but the sets go back farther than they used to now for standard, so maybe there's one that I'm forgetting about. Undercover Crocodilf, again, can have a lot of value because it can create lots of clues for you. Conspiracy Unraveler, a little bit expensive, but a 6/6 flying is often a game ender on its own. And that's the deck. Let's try it out. I haven't really figured out this limited format yet. It hasn't been out for very long. And so far I haven't quite sussed out the, like, consistent decks that you can build without having to rely on a specific, like, rare or something. But I feel like the pack structures have been way more inconsistent, and that's part of that. Okay, I'm gonna keep 6, and I'm gonna
Just
drop
build
that to
pure
the
red
bottom of the
burn.
deck. Pure red burn. There's really not enough red to support pure red burn. Like, there's not enough burn spells. Also, because there's so many multicolor spells, it's really, really difficult to make a mono deck in this. Alright, I'm just gonna destroy the red herring for value. Oh, it actually blocked. Oh, it does have Defender. I guess there's that. I'll play the Prime Novelist first. Gonna counter it? You're gonna counter it! Well, that's what I get for playing it on a turn when they actually had their, land open. I'm not actually able to do a whole lot right now. I don't really want the additional mountain. This is like the slowest game ever. Okay, here we can get some free stuff, probably. Yep, there we go. Oh. Actually can't do much about that at the moment. I'm not sure it's actually possible for me to solve this case. I can still attack safely because of Menace. Can't block their creature anyway, so I might as well. sacrifice the magnifying glass? Thinking cap? No? Okay. I don't have very strong removal in this deck, and I think that's about to become a real problem for me. My creature actually can't block, so there's nothing for me to really do but attack with it. That actually helps me quite a bit, because now I can kill their agency outfitter. Very nice. Well, I think that's going to be lethal for me. Correct. Having one of my key cards get countered and mulling at the start both kind of put me in a pretty bad place. Arguably, I could also have saved the orangutan to destroy something more powerful, but I really wanted to get something on the field as well. Alright, let's try again. I guess I'm starting with a mulligan. A mulligan again? Mulligan? Keep this, and we'll toss the cold case tracker. Since it's the only thing that I don't have enough mana to play. Oh, that assemble the players could get nasty for me quickly, depending on how their deck is built. But I'm gonna play this. Oh, I actually have to target something. If I target and I can't pay the ward, then it just fizzles. Yeah, okay. soon enough if that was a wise move. Double strike and vigilance. Oh no. Oh, very nasty. I actually don't have enough red to cast my Face of the Burning Masks. That is also a problem. Oh, geez, Aurelia! Alright, just throwing all the threats on the board, I see. They just have so much advantage right now. And there's like no board clears in this set. I can't do anything about that. Okay. Of course. Just getting beaten up here. that's game for me. Play convenient target does me nothing. I can force them to block with Granite Witness. Like, that was a really powerful deck that they had, but they were just dropping, like, really strong limited bombs. Ow, okay, lost 3 in a row. Just wrecked. Guess we'll draft up a new, deck here. Didn't even manage to complete my quests. Alright, X-Beam Ferox seems pretty strong. Four for 4, Death Touch, Haste, Ward, Collect Evidence 4. I think... yeah, it definitely checks all the boxes for a strong limited play. I could gamble and go with this Whip Cracker. I have a feeling that black will probably be my second color, but I'm not gonna force it at this stage. Green removal. Oh wait. This isn't the removal, this is the, Well... Murder makes a pretty strong case. Hard removal... always a pretty strong pick. It would be really fun to draft, like, Slime Against Humanity at some point, but I just don't think it's a consistent enough pick.
That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, or join me on Twitch or Twitter. Hope to see you next time on Yukikaze Gaming. Botany!